To say hello, everybody. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is Super Bowl weekend, so remember to have your business cap on as I talk to a lot of you all who work for yourselves, folks. All right, maybe you're trying to do something on your own, build your own platform, whatever that may be. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you received a letter from me, all right, or an invite, okay, to also Super Sunday with just a few days from now, folks. Inviting you on to the great platform, folks. But I thought I'd make this quick video right here. It has been on my mind for months, perhaps even years, folks. Now, you see the great title and you also see the great thumbnail right there. And what a great month to talk about this during Black History Month. You go back in the times when you think of all the greats, you know, during the 50s, the 40s, okay, even before that. And you think of all the things that those people struggled to get to where they are today. Yeah, you see the great music from many of the greats, okay, whether it's Nat King Cole, whether it's Duke Ellington, okay, you can either go a little bit further with Tina Turner, okay, the list go on and on, folks. Aretha Franklin, okay, you can throw her in the mix, and you think of all the great things that they have done, but have you just really sat down and thought of the things that they endured to get there, okay, enduring racism, okay, enduring a time when there's segregation going on, and they still made it their business to arise to the occasion, folks. Think about that, the hard work that they put in. Now, I want you to hold that thought right there, and I'm going to transition just over to present time. We can go back to the 90s, the early 2000s, and of course now, folks, where there is a lot of disagreement, all right, among a lot of the, I won't say singers, I will say rappers or slash musician artists, where people, or I think, and you tell me your opinion, are acting like children sometime when it comes to this no snitching policy or this no snitching code that they may have. And to me, again, this is just to me now, this is very, very harmful to our community. Some people have the phrase, our forefathers and foreparents are rolling over in our grave based on what they went through to achieve what they achieved. Now, again, you may say Dante D's is just part of the culture. This is just how it is, and maybe you one that just accepted. But for those who are in their 40s and 50s, or even older, I would say that for community leaders, that we have some form of responsibility for our young people and for our youth and for the generation that are coming up in today's time. Maybe you don't feel that way. Maybe there are some that say, you know what, I've been a gangster since I was a teenager, and I'm going to continue this on into my 40s, 50s, perhaps even 60s, okay? Maybe that may be the argument there, but I can't help but to think about 40-year-olds that are going back and forth over defending their name and saying things like, I did not tell, I did not snitch when I was committing all these crimes, or I was in the streets, I would say. You know, I kept it real and I kept it solid. And not only are they doing that, they're arguing with people on the internet. Imagine that. They're going back and forth with people online that they're not even in person with, trying to defend their name, even down to the point that they are ready to die for it, folks. Now, again, you may say, well, you're not in that lane, and so you can't speak on these things. But again, the question I ask is, how is this productive? How does this help the new generation of today's time? How does this move the conversation forward, folks? Now, I remember hearing the late Pimp C, before he passed, asking this question right here, a rhetorical one. What are y'all arguing about? You all are making all of this money, and you are still finding reasons to fight each other and basically kill each other over absolutely nothing, folks. Now, again, to some of you folks, I can understand someone who was 15, 16, 17 years old, maybe a little bit older. I can understand, you know, you come from an environment where you just don't know any better, okay? And if you don't know any better, you can't do any better because you hadn't been taught. But for those who are in their 40s, going on 50s, talking about things from the past, to me, again, it just boggles my mind and it makes absolutely no sense. But here's where you, as community leaders, come in. For those who are in the exclusive club, okay, for those who have a responsibility in the community, what are you saying to these young people when they come to your shop and sit in your chair? Maybe they come to you for business. What are you saying to them? What are they hearing from home? Because again, these people are still trying to hold on to a culture that does nothing for them, okay, except for put them 6 feet deep, okay, except for incriminate them and put them in jail where they can't feed their families, where their loved ones are sad and are crying and all the above when it comes to the sorrow and weeping that comes behind it. So what are they hearing, okay? Will they continue to carry on this facade or this ideology of this no snitching policy, all right, that gets them nowhere, all right? And then others outside your community are looking at you and scratching their head and is going, what are these people talking about, all right? Again, when we're in the month of February where many people are celebrating a lot of these black icons who had a rough time along the way getting those record deals, and even when they got the deal, how they were treated at these different venues. And this is how we are to behave today, and not only behave that way but embrace this culture right here. I'm trying to make it make sense, folks. Again, this is with people who are 40 and 50 years old. Will they be 60 and 70 still talking about how gangster they are, how real they kept it, and how they did not tell on anybody and champion themselves among these lines? You tell me what you think, folks, all right? And then on top of that, people who have nothing to do with this, if you're not in that lane, continue to embrace this as well. Now, mind you now, they're not making any money doing it, okay? For those who are in it, maybe you'll say, well, it's for clout and it's for views and all these things like that. I can understand that, even though we as citizens and people who obey the law don't have to entertain it. All right, that's another thing. We don't have to entertain it just because that was your story and you lived your life, okay? But again, mind you, the people who are just maybe listening to the music, following along, or not in that life, never lived it, are embracing this. And so the question again is, how is this productive for today's time? I thought I'd make this little video right here as I get ready to go into the office and get some things done for the day. Again, this is Super Bowl weekend. So many things are happening in the month of February. And so for those who work for yourself, maybe self-employed, have a small business, or maybe you're looking to do something on a greater scale, I want you to keep your business cap on for this weekend from not from just a consumer standpoint, but from a business minded, all right? There will be a whole lot of money being spent, but on the flip side, there'll be a whole lot of money made. And so that's what a conversation should be going on, things that